I always think of like salmon skin as something you peel off your food, but in fact, this is a beautiful substance. I really love it, and I consider it now in my kind of in my milieu of things that I use. So I thought immediately about this idea of these leather paillettes I'd made like 10 years ago or 15 years ago. I made these beautiful leather paillettes. When I saw the salmon skins, I thought like this would be even more beautiful than the leather ones I made because it has this beautiful texture, you know? I have to say, the only challenge was meeting the requirement that it be as eco-friendly as possible. That was the challenge, you know? Sustainable and somehow friendly to the environment. And the thing is, there's so like much information about that subject. So getting to the bottom of something was really important to me. And also, like, you know, the only way that it will work, this whole movement of this, is like if somehow it isn't a step down or like a disappointment in terms of like its glamour factor or something. That I can't live with. Like if you're weighing like sort of you know, ecology and glamour, I think they weigh the same to me. You know, I'm sorry to say that. I really do. You know, I think that in the fashion business, it's so crazily competitive. The consumer is so inundated with things to buy. I think there are probably like many, many people making shoes and things out of this stuff already. So one would have to kind of develop other sort of effects about this that are good, like, for instance, paillettes. 15 years ago, I swear I opened the phone book in Paris and I went like, you know, paillettes, and there was like Langlois Martin, this great company, and I just called them out of the blue and I said, oh, what would happen if you took leather and sort of skived it very thin and then sort of affixed it to this stuff that you usually make sequins out of and cut it with a dye and all that? And they said, oh, you know, we'll try, monsieur, you know. And they tried and it was really beautiful, so I called them again and they were still in business, still in the same place in Paris, and they made these beautiful paillettes from this incredibly beautiful, sustainable salmon skin, which who knew that a salmon skin could be so kind of resilient? It's funny because if you write something, if you draw something, it's sometimes the silliest little thing that gets you moving and gets you kind of excited about something and into the design of it. Often it's the fabric, right? Often it's not the fabric. So, you know, if someone comes to you and says, oh, guess what, we want to do something eco-friendly, I think like, great, that's a really wonderful spot to start with something, you know? I don't think that the environmental issue is a fad. I really don't. I think it's like a growing concern, and it's going to be based on economics more than anything. You know that, right? It's like all of a sudden, like it's going to dawn on these greedy people that they can make a lot of money if they conserve and if they learn how to be more eco-friendly, and it's going to become a big industry, and then it's going to be great.